Today we're taking a quick look at how our solutions help airproof your assembly line and improve your quality. We're now going to show you some of those airproofing capabilities and solutions as I'm going to simulate a process as I build a robot arm assembly as if I am the operator. So I'm logged into my station and I'm going to start by kicking off my build, and it's going to guide me through this process. Now that my build is kicked off and I've scanned in that job order, my first step in my process is to attach the feet to the base. So I'm going to grab my feet and I'm going to go ahead and install them on the base of this robotic arm. In this step, it is just a standard manual process, and we're having that operator do that, and we're capturing time down to the task level, which means you will have timing on how long an operator takes to accomplish each step of their process, to use that information so that you can report either operator versus operator or operator against themselves and get those analytics. Now, the second part of my process step is to scan the base so that we have traceability of what batch we have this base from. So I'm going to grab my scanner and I'm going to scan the QR code on the base. In my next step, I will be incorporating some traceability and airproofing in way of capturing data from a connected device. So this is a digital caliper, and it acts as a keyboard wedge of data into our environment, to where as the operator, I'm going to do my measurement, select a data button, and it's going to bring that data into our system and store that against the serial number. So I'm going to go ahead and conduct my measurement, and I'm going to hit the data button. And as you could see, it automatically brought that information directly into our system and automatically advanced into the next task. For my next step, we're incorporating a part airproofing step as to where an operator is going to scan a specific part, and in our system, we're verifying that they've picked the appropriate part. So for this example, I need to scan this part in. And so the first thing I'm going to do is show you what would happen if an operator was to scan an incorrect value. So this is the correct part here. I'm going to scan the incorrect part. And as you could see here on the screen, the work instruction changed because we've recognized that that is an incorrect value. So now we're guiding an operator through what they need to do specific to the error that occurred. In this situation, we're having them retry and select the correct part. And so in this example, you'll notice that that is now recognized as a good part and allows me to advance to my next operational step. I'm now going to position this part onto my base, and we're going to attach it using some screws. So I first start by fitting it on to the actual base, and I'm waiting to hear a click of the base. And I heard that, and now I have that positioned and secure so that I can now install the screws. So I'm going to advance my task. And for my next step, I now need to select a specific part out of the bins that we have here on the bench. And so I'm going to select the bag of screws that I need and select the pick light. Now I'm going to fasten these screws to hold the parts together. And so we are interlocked to an open protocol torque tool. That is the industry standard that we're looking for in order to connect directly to our system where we are interlocked into this tool. I'm now going to torque these fasteners, and here I'm capturing torque value, angle, and status, and I'm capturing that information and storing it against the serial number so you have full genealogy of those metrics and can share that information with either your clients or use it for internal continuous improvement initiatives. So for my next step, this is a decision task. And so anytime you're asking an operator to make a decision, we could send them down a different avenue specific to whatever decision that they make. So what's going to happen is throughout my decision here of test fit the servo claw mount onto the arm, I'm going to indicate on the screen whether or not that fit appropriately or not. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do a test fit. And as you can see here, it does not fit. So I'm going to come into our application and select reject, and that operator is going to select exactly why they feel as though that step didn't go appropriate or what the issue was. And we're going to know from that issue, based on the configuration, what information to feed to the operator next. So as I hit save on the screen, you're going to notice that it kicked on a new work instruction. So within that decision task, it can not only kick on one new step, but it could kick on many new steps. And this is also cross-station functional. So when this part gets to another operation, we could turn on new steps specific to how we answered something in the previous operation. So now, going into the system, I can identify that this is now repaired. Now I'm all set with my assembly of that screw. And now it's looking for me to take a final image so that now we're capturing an image and we're going to store this 2D image with your 1D data so that we're memorializing a static image against that serial number so you could use that. So here, there's many ways we could have this set up to where it automatically captures, or we could do that in a manual way to where the operator is going to go ahead and select a button and make sure that everything looks appropriate before then allowing that step to advance, or they could be using that with a touch screen as well. So now I'm connected to a printer, and we could talk to any printers that are ZPL language. And so when I hit my next button in my step, it's going to automatically spit out a label with all the important information needed on that label, and we're going to go ahead and attach that to the part. So I'll do so. You'll see that give us a label. We'll break this off and put it right on the part. And it's instructing me to do that on the bottom. And I'm now finished with my build. As you could see, we've incorporated connecting to some smart tooling and capturing some data so that you have full traceability of everything that happened within this process. We've added in error-proofing steps as well, verification that we have selected the correct parts, and we collect that information and allow you to view that information in different reporting tools within our environment. Thanks for watching today. If you're ready to eliminate errors and elevate your processes with Epicore's connected process control, please reach out. We're here to help you get started.